With tonight's Art Walk, you likely saw little portraits of monsters. Well, we were there tonight to capture how it all came together.
I always think to myself, like, how many of these adults could have been very successful in the creative field, but they just never gave themselves the chance to find their medium, find their passion, and they shut that down really soon in their lives. And so I aim to change that by having these kids create original monsters. Then I reach out to our community artists and they adopt the monsters and they reimagine them using their skill sets and their medium.
I toured the exhibit last year and I was like, man, these kids have great imaginations. They always do, and it's a fun project just to adopt a monster and recreate it in your own image.
It's the kids' idea, but it shows those kids that if they continue to grow their skill sets, they continue to grow in that way, then they can have their art grow along with it. I had them do a planning sheet. They had to tell me where their monster lived, the environment it lived in, what it likes to eat, is it sad, happy, its emotions. So they really delved into the character development of it.
Mine was, he lives under the sea with lots of fish and he spits green poison at his enemies. There's a monster that humans are mean to, and he tries to be nice to them, but they're mean to him, so he eats the people.
They took their planning sheets and they created out their monsters from there, and then I created adoption profiles and put them up. The community artists picked them from there.
Well, kids have the best imaginations, and it's just good to keep the arts alive in the young people, and they can take that later in life.
You think back to little you, if you're in that creative field, you think back to what you were like when you were 7, and I know 7-year-old me would have loved this. This would have inspired me to stay in the arts, and it's kind of a way of giving back to the child version of you from the artist standpoint. I see that potential in them, and it's really rewarding to see them see the potential in them, and that I think is my favorite part of this entire thing.
How wonderful to see those kids come alive as artists, maybe next generation artists here in Texoma. You never know.